So, can we all please talk about our 20s? I feel like no one warned us that these years will be the most challenging, yet enjoyable, yet confusing time of our lives. And when I look at people around me, all I see are some people who feel like they have all figured it out, and others who feel behind. Some are feeling stuck, and this leads me to think that we're all in the same boat. And so while we are navigating this period, I'm pretty sure most of us have spoke to someone who's probably older and asked them some questions about our 20s. And I'm pretty sure some of the answers were, "Oh, you're too young, you can have your fun, you can think about this later." Well, this book definitely challenges this idea. If you are in your 20s or even 30s, this video is for you. Hi, my name is Shaima, and today I'll be sharing 3 lessons from the book The Defining Decade, a book that highlights why your 20s matters and how to make the most of them now. No pressure, by the way. Alright, so I'll split this video into 3 categories. The first one will be identity capital, second is our brain, and finally, time. Let's start with number 1, identity capital. So, Meg Jay, which is the author of the book but is also a psychologist, gave an example of one of her clients. She named her Ellen. Obviously, that's not her real name, but in the book, Ellen basically comes to her clinic. She's 27 years old and she is having a identity crisis. So she's not sure what to do in life. She has so many questions and she feels lost. And this is where the term identity capital comes in. So identity capital is basically all the combination of things that makes us valuable. So it is all the investments that we make on ourselves. These can be, for example, our job, our degrees, our experiences, our hobbies, our interests, our mindsets, our reputation. So as you can see, some of these examples can go on a resume, such as our jobs and our experiences. Others are more personal, such as our interests and our hobbies. And so all of this combined is what we bring to society. What the author is trying to demonstrate is that a lot of people in their 20s, they think that, oh, I'll have my crisis now and I'll build my future later. In reality, both crisis and capital should go at the same time. Research shows that if you only work and never explore, you become rigid. And on the other side, if you only explore but never commit, you stay stuck. However, those who can do both, so trying new things but at the same time making commitments, they end up having stronger identities. So they have a better stress management, they are more resilient, they feel more confident, they have a better life satisfaction, and they also have a stronger reasoning. So all this to say is that every job we take, every skill we learn, every opportunity we seize is basically one step closer to our future self. So what she's trying to say is that we need to choose things that will make our identity capital grow. Now let's talk about the second part, our brain. You might already know this, but our 20s is actually the best time for change because our brain is still developing. So although the emotional and impulsive part is already strong, and this is coming from our childhood and adolescence, the other part, which involves decision making, long-term thinking, is still maturing. By the time we reach our 20s, our brain has gotten as big as it's going to be. However, it's still reorganizing its network of connections. And this period is called by psychologists the most critical period for growth. During this critical period, we're actually learning how to think ahead, how to make better decisions, how to manage our emotions. And this only improves by practice as well. So, another thing that the book talks about is the term pruning. Think of it as your brain is a tree. And when you're young and you're still a child, you have tons of branches. So these are all the connections that your brain makes when you're still a kid. As time goes by and as you grow older, your brain is basically cutting away those branches and getting rid of all the weak ones that you haven't used. So in simple terms, your brain is actually strengthening what you use and letting go of what you don't. And so what does this mean? It means that the skills that we practice get stronger, the habits that we repeat become automatic, and the things that we think or say to ourselves is our mindset. And this is why our 20s are so important. Finally, let's talk about time. In the book, the author mentions that time is our biggest asset. And so whatever we invest in during our 20s is what shapes our 30s. What the author emphasizes on is on screen time. She's basically saying that we need to be careful on how we spend our time using social media or being on our screens, because our screens is taking away our focus, our hobbies, our sleep, our hours of the day, our days. And so she's basically ringing the bell as to us paying attention on what we consume. She also mentions that being on our phone also takes away real connection and real growth. And I definitely agree with that. I feel like, especially now, all have been using our phones or our screens a lot. And so we have more trouble connecting with people outside. So before I end this video, I do want to share my honest critique of this book. I do feel like this book was written to a specific type of people, more from a westernized perspective, privileged background. Not everyone is able to go to college. Not everyone is able to explore in their 20s. Not everyone has the same safety net. I guess this is where my optimism comes into play, because I truly believe that whatever curveballs you have in your 20s, your life is not over. There's some people who are in their 40s and they're just now starting their businesses. Others are switching careers and they still found success later in life. I mean, yes, you could say that those people are exceptions, and maybe in the book the author speaks more from a common perspective. But why not aim to be the exception? Why not believe that your timeline is still powerful no matter when you start? Honestly, I would love to hear your opinion on this. Can you actually leave some comments just to tell me if you agree with the book's message or if you have a different perspective on this topic? So that was it. These were the 3 lessons that I learned from the book. I definitely recommend you to read the book. I feel like the author is providing good provocative questions for you to reflect on, think of. Also, she succeeds in making you feel a type of pressure when you read the book. So I do think it's a good read. So if you made it until the end of this video, thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It will mean a lot. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.